Alright everybody, welcome to Lily's Well. We tried playing this yesterday and failed miserably, killed a 9-year-old girl a couple times, and after recording I noticed that my audio was really terribly configured, so hopefully my audio is decent right now. It looks good on my recording software, so let's just give it a shot, shall we? So Lily's Well is a psychological horror game that was developed really recently. I think it's free on Steam, and I was intrigued, and it's definitely got some spooky vibes going. I'm not going to skip the intro because I might upload this to YouTube, and in that case, I might as well have the first episode be something that you can actually hear. So let's not skip this intro. It is a cold, rainy day in the Tabachi household. You are Lily. Lily is a young, innocent girl, 9 years of age. You live in a modest home with your papa. On this cold and rainy day, you are knitting on the couch while papa packs his things. Tonight, he needs to go to work in order to teach a night class. As Lily is a good child, papa trusts you to stay safe while he is gone. Before he leaves, papa helps you make dinner. He helps you pour the cheese sauce on your hot dog in order to make it taste better. That's a good father. You enjoy your meal together, ignorant of future events. Papa puts you to bed with the sound of rain lulling you to sleep. Help. Help. You awaken to the sound of a voice. Lily. The voice seems to come from outside. You look out your bedside window. Nobody. There's nobody among the rain and darkness. Was it a dream? You open your window a crack to listen closer. Please, it hurts. Help. The well. Someone is in the well. The rope normally hanging from it has vanished. You were a good girl, so you get out of bed to go help. And we're not going to read the instructions this time. Okay. So the gameplay loop of this game is interesting, to say the least. So you have to collect materials to make rope out of. And if the materials you decide to pick up aren't good enough to be used as a rope to maintain or support your weight, then you're gonna fall to your death. So when I played for the first time, I grabbed toilet paper, and it doesn't let you put anything down either. So the first time I played, I picked up toilet paper, and I fell to my death. The second time, I'm not entirely sure what actually, maybe it was this knitting yarn that broke. So we're gonna avoid grabbing that yarn this time. Your bed sheets are all messed up from your sudden awakening. We're gonna take these sheets. You remember a movie that Papa brought back one weekend where a prisoner used sheets to escape from prison. Take the sheets as rope. We're gonna grab those. See, somebody just joined. We're playing Lily's Well. Premise of the game is you're a 9-year-old girl, your father's away at work, and you just woke up and heard somebody yelling from inside the well outside of your house. So we're tasked with helping this person out, I guess. And feel free to say hello. The bathroom sink, preventer of disease spread, and assistant to teeth cleaning. The sink is clean with a mirror hanging above it. Is that so? So the first time I grabbed this toilet paper, I'll show you. To save money, this toilet paper is single ply. It's also known as the worst type of toilet paper. Toilet paper could probably be used as rope if it's twisted tight enough. Take the toilet paper as a rope, so no, we're not going to do that because we're going to plummet to our death if we do that. You can't take these curtains because they're too high up. If we go here, this drawer has some of Papa's clothes. The drawer is mostly filled with socks and belts. They are all folded to perfection. Belts might be a good rope substitute if tied together. Take Papa's belts as rope. We took Papa's belts. This drawer has some of Papa's clothes. It's filled with his tidy whities. Do not take Papa's underwear. Do not. This game's got some nice little bits of comedy too. It had me on the edge of my seat yesterday. I was definitely pretty spooked. Papa's bed. It's always remained tidy as long as you can remember. You're not even sure if you've seen Papa sleep in it. Little ominous. You try to take the sheets off, but it seems attached to the mattress somehow. Maybe there never were actual sheets and the bare mattress just looks like this. So, there's an encyclopedia here. I read it last time, but you can't hear me at all, so we're gonna go through this here. Greetings and thank you for picking up my guide for the special flora located in Bethany's Mirror, Vermont. I am Magus Bergamot, a resident of the Bethany's Mirror area since childhood. I've spent many years studying the various unique plants that only grow in the pocket of this pocket of the world. Many of these plants take on unique and unexpected roles in their ecosystems, as well as provide plenty of uses for the local foragers. Like with any plant or fungal life, it is important to properly identify anything you're foraging. Failure to do so can lead to extreme injury or death. It is additionally important to not violate anyone's personal territory while foraging. An angry resident of Bethany's Mirror is far worse than any moose. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at the most common specimens you'll find in this area. The majority of trees found in Bethany's Mirror are the same as those found in surrounding areas. Plenty of oak, maple, and pine to go around. The most common of the area's most unusual trees is the nymph mimic. It will appear as a normal birch tree, but with a female humanoid figure jutting out of the trunk. Despite appearances, this isn't an actual nymph, but a soulless tree. These trees seem to form from the souls of women who get lost in the woods, or have their corpses dumped in the woods after being killed. It's good content for a 9-year-old to be reading. Their souls leave an imprint of sorts on a tree in Bethany's Mirror, causing it to swell with the body's shape. The sap from these protrusions can be harvested and made into nymph syrup. Another commonly seen tree that's exclusive to this area is the tomb tree. While harmless towards most humanoids in most cases, this tree can pose a risk to small children and pets. The tomb tree appears as a dead and hollow oak tree, usually in the center of a clearing. While most small animals that come across it may be interested in making a home out of this tree's many tunnels, this is actually a trap. Thanks to the tomb tree's lack of leaves, it instead gains nutrients by digesting the animals that get stuck in the tar-like sap it secretes inside its tunnels. Little ominous. I haven't seen a tree like this yet, and I tried to find here you'll see here. The death of these animals is slow and full of suffering. Instead of dying of their flesh being digested, they often die of dehydration or starvation first. If something or someone you care about gets stuck in this tree's sap, common store-bought dish soap is enough to disconnect skin from the sap. So I tried to find dish soap, but I couldn't find any. Let's move on to vines. When looking for forage materials, the most dangerous vine to stay away from is the Overcast Vampire. This vine can be identified by its bright purple suction cup-like leaves that only open rainy or overcast nights. Touching these leaves will cause the vine to grab its new prey and attach as many suction cups as possible to the victim's skin. It will then use these suction cups to rip the victim's skin open and suck out all of their blood until they're bone dry. Another vine that can be dangerous is the womb ripper. Ominous name. Despite its name, it doesn't actually rip out wombs, but its danger can still not be underestimated. The womb ripper is only dangerous for those who eat bright red berries off of its vines. Touching or squashing the berries appears to be harmless. After being consumed, the berries will latch onto the inner linings of its new host's stomach and intestines. Like a tapeworm, the seeds inside the berries will steal nutrients from the host before eventually sprouting. Sensing the sun outside of the body, the new plants will violently burst out of the host's organs, likely leaving the host to bleed out and new vines to grow out on the nearest tree or other large object. The body will be used by the womb ripper as extra food throughout its life. Luckily, the womb ripper vine becomes very brittle shortly after separating from its root. This makes it easy to incinerate. One vine that is both dangerous and useful for foragers is known as Orderly's Punishment. Often found in shady areas along tall trees, Orderly's Punishment can be easily identified by the blue thorns growing along it. Take extra care not to get pricked by these thorns, as they will inject an intense hallucinogen that will last around 12 hours on average. They will additionally cause an intense, itchy sensation on the victim's inner organs. By removing these thorns, though, this vine can be used as a helpful building material. It's capable of holding an average of 460 pounds of weight, even after being dried out. For those suffering from joint pains, you may want to look for the flower of Icarus. This yellow flowering vine glows swiftly in the rain and thrives in deep wooded areas. By licking the pollen off of flowers once a day, the humanoid joints will begin to repair themselves. It's however very important to not take the vine itself or pick the flowers. After being removed from where it's originally planted its roots, the plant will quickly start growing microfractures, causing it to be easily destroyed after little amounts of pressure. I don't think the root vegetables thing was relevant. Dwarf Mandragora can be found by paved roads near the area's border. Despite its name, it's not in the Mandragora genus, rather the Daucus genus. They appears in inch-wide clusters of white flowers that grow at the side of the road. Picking them will reveal a purple root vegetable in the shape of a human baby. These vegetables range from 3 to 5 inches tall. They can cause mild stomach discomfort if eaten raw, but boiling them kills the toxin that causes this. Dwarf Mandragora are best served with melted cheese and beef. Alrighty. So some nice hints in there as far as what vines we might be able to use and not use. We'll climb onto the stool and grab our shed key. It's a letter addressed to Papa. Read it. Dear Tony, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to you from Mother's home as she required extra help regarding the pig farm. She's personally doing well and has asked about you and Lily. Mother is especially curious about your progress on your research project. When Mother heard that you were pursuing her specialty, she was delighted to see how you would do. Please write her and possibly send samples. I only expect to stay on the farm for the next year or so before returning to Maine. With your permission, I'd like to visit your home on the way. Thanks for your time, Vic. And as far as I know, that's all we can do in the house. There's some flavor on it. Oh, what's this? I didn't do this last time. Well, you can't take the couch. You can see if you can take something from underneath it. Look to see if there's anything good to take. Nothing but dust bunnies. Alright, baited. Okay. Oh, the rocks aren't there. Okay, so when I played last time, I'll show you, but there are some rocks scattered around the map that I used to put in the river so that I could cross it. I also didn't notice this vine here. Large red berries. Okay, I can take this vine. Or did it say that this vine turns brittle really quickly if you pick it? Check this really quickly. Yeah, suction vine, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't say anything about... At least I didn't think it said anything about the strength of the vine. The womb ripper vine becomes very brittle after separating from its root. It makes it easy to incinerate. Okay, so I shouldn't use that as a rope, as far as I can tell. So here's the wall we have to go down, that I've crushed my skull in twice. Okay, so that's nice. It saves some progress. So all I had to do was collect a few rocks from around the map, and then it let me go into this cave. There's a knife with a strange blade hanging on the wall. The knife has a wavy blade and oily liquid on it. This doesn't belong to you. Take the knife. There's a worn birthday card. Read it. The front of the card has a picture of a black rabbit holding a flower. It reads, "Happy 1 year of being here." On the inside of the picture is even more black rabbits holding flowers. It reads, "Happy 1st birthday, Lily, July 20th, 1985. You've grown so much in just a year. Never forget that you're surrounded by people who love you. With love, Auntie Mafuyu." Okay. Oops. So last time, I grabbed these shears. Did I even use the shears? I think I picked up the shears, but I ended up not using them because the only vine I think that would be good as a rope is the one with the blue thorns on it, because it says it's very strong, but I didn't really trust that I would be able to avoid, you know, stabbing myself with hallucinogen thorns. So we're gonna grab this extension cord here. It's thick and new looking, beautiful. We're gonna grab these these bolt cutters, even though they're heavy. This game does a nice job of atmospheric tension as well. Like, the first time I went into that cave and the music cut out, I was pretty creeped out. I was expecting something to pop out at me. This chain serves as a handrail for the bridge. Seems like it would be a good rope substitute. So we're going to do the RPG thing. And use our bolt cutters. Yes. Took the chain, and then we're also going to go across. And we're going to take this net. The net seems to be pretty sturdy. Cut it and use it as rope. You cut the net, freeing it from the stakes it was attached to. That rope was apparently just holding some plants in place. Okay, so I wonder if I can use the shears on this, actually. Maybe the bolt cutters. You try using the bolt cutters on the rope, but it just results in the rope getting squished. Alright, I'm gonna grab the shears then. Children and large scissors usually don't mix. You took the shears. It's a memorial for someone in a language you don't understand. The memorial says something in kanji or hiragana. On top of the stone is a strangely shaped hole. It's narrow and seems to go down a little over 5 inches. I wonder if I use a knife. The knife might fit in the memorial's hole. Ooh, I didn't do this last time. Put it in. You slowly stab the knife into the memorial. It's a perfect fit, but you lost the knife. Ooh, what am I looking at? The stone case is filled with a black liquid and long tangled hair. It's impossible to tell where the hair begins or ends inside. You don't know if the hair is moving on its own or if it's a trick of the rain. What the heck? Can I take it? You put your hand in the hair and pull at it. It seems to be attached to something. We're gonna use our shears. You might be able to cut this hair for a rope. Cut and take the oily hair for rope. As soon as you cut off some hair, the rest quickly gets sucked into the liquid below. You took the oily hair. That is very unsettling. Alright. So I think we've done a good job here. We have sheets, we have Papa's belts, extension cord, chain, net, and oily hair. It's sticky, it's strong. And I think all these things would serve well as a rope. Maybe not the bed sheets, but we're gonna give this a shot. The last 2 times I did this, I pretty promptly fell immediately to my death, so. This is the source of the voice. All that can be heard now is the echoes of raindrops. If you wish to save the person trapped in the well, you will need to construct a rope. The well leads into inky darkness. You currently hold 6 pieces of possible rope. Tie them together and begin descent? Yes. Hey, so last time when I got to this point, the first 2 times, it fell to my death, so. Hey, we made it. The rope has come to the end, but there seems to be a large room here. What a strange room. You look closer at the unknown pile in the corner. Oh. It's a corpse, covered in maggots. Do you know what maggots are, Lily? You've learned about them before. They're baby flies that eat dead things. Oh, now what? You no longer hear the sound of rain, but it's now pitch black. Someone must have covered the well. Well, now. Even though you can't see, you may want to get comfortable with the maggots. They may be your only comfort for a while, company for a while. Dead end. Ah. Oh, phone number. I'm writing this down. It's only one of the numbers out of all of them, but that's something. X X2 X. Alrighty. Tip: many items can serve more than one purpose. If stuck, use whatever you have at your disposal. Alright. Oh, what is this? Oh, is this a real error or is this some metagaming shit? What the fuck? Is this an actual... What is going on? I might have to look this up. Why the fuck is there a blimp above my... I'm looking this up. It's a newer game too, so I'm not sure there's even gonna be... I'm just gonna keep trying and playing this and see... Oh, the background music's failing. Yeah! We've glitched the game out! Let's go. Hell yeah. This is how the game was meant to be played. Oh, there's no loading zones either. Alright, we're gonna back to title. Oh, this game's got me all creeped out, man. I guess we'll have to relaunch. Hopefully this doesn't screw the stream up. Doesn't seem like it did. I'll have to redo my dimensions though. Regardless, I think we'll I think for YouTube's sake we'll probably call it on that note. But I'm gonna continue streaming.